Car park's round back, mate. Just follow the drive round. You can slip into the kitchen there and they'll look after you. Get hold of Gladys.
Where is it?
Where is it? How did you get here if you didn't know where you were going?
Listen, mate, when you're driving one of these, you don't need to know where you're going.
This is the Brookside Motel. Official opening. Lots of bigwigs here.
Brookside? What, the new one in Newton and Ridley's?
Aye, that's right.
Mamma mia.
You what?
It's Italian, mate. Well, there's going to be a great time in the old town tonight.
Charming, absolutely charming.
Like it, do you?
Oh, I do indeed.
Forgive my abysmal ignorance, but you're from,
Actually, I'm here as a representative of the Lady Victuallers Association.
Oh, really? In the trade yourself?
Yes, but not on this scale, of course.
Well, what is? Let me guess. A roadhouse. No?
Well, now, let's say...
I've got it. An old country pub. Wealth of beams, log fires, discreet restaurant.
Do go on.
Hunting prints on the inside, quality cars on the outside, catering for the in crowd. How's that?
You're a very perceptive man, Mr. Brown.
I have to be. Ladies and gentlemen, if those in my group would move round into the dining room, we'll begin the grand tour. Absolutely no charge, but do take your drinks with you. We're heading for dry country. Where is your place, Mrs. Walker?
In the outskirts of Weatherfield. Do you know it?
No, I'm afraid I don't. I'm down from London. We're co-opted by Newton and Ridley for this kind of job, so I don't know the area terribly well. But you know what they say, one half of the world doesn't know how the other half lives.
How very true.
This is the Bellman Lounge.
Oh, very nice.
Hence the Bellman. Yes. How would you like to be announced?
Well,
Mr. and Mrs. Alan Howard.
look, let's not be daft. Let's just get out of here while the going's good.
Don't be daft. After all the money we poured into Newton and Ridley's, and if anybody wants to know why we're here, we're representing the poor, downtrodden public. And come on, he wants us.
Mr. and Mrs. Alan Howard. And daughter.
I had a feeling when I woke up this morning it was going to be one of them days.
Ah, that's how it grabbed me. It all depends on how your fried egg looks at you. Have you ever had a fried egg wink at you first thing in the morning?
Can't say I have.
Well, believe me, Maggie, when that happens, you might as well shut up shop, put your best hat on and hit the road because excitement lurks round every corner starting at Rosamond Street.
But not this morning.
It just lay there staring at me. Oh, but this shouldn't have happened because this definitely comes under the heading of excitement. Have I ever told you you send me?
I'm very pleased to hear it. I wanted a quiet word with Mrs. Clegg.
You never know with them, do you? You just never know.
I'm here again.
Yes, I can see.
Mrs. Clegg. There's no one else in, is there?
No, Irma's out for the day.
Oh, good. Mrs. Clegg, I'm not a man wearing his heart on his sleeve, as you probably realise. But having confided in you once, I'll have £half a pound apiece.
We don't sell them loose anymore. They're in tins or frozen.
I'll have a dozen tins.
Perhaps I'd better serve Mrs. Ogden.
Bag of potatoes, please. I'm only next door.
Next door?
You've only to knock on the wall if you want out. You know.
Oh, yes, thanks.
She'll think I've gone mad. Anyway, as I was saying, I've given the matter a great deal of thought, and I've decided not to accept your advice. I'm not going to say anything at all to Emily just yet, so could I ask you to be discreet?
Well, I won't say a word.
Thanks. I'm not a man of violence, Mrs. Clegg, but when I think of that ultimatum... Yes. Anyway, What did he come for? Confetti?
Do me a favour, Len, and shut up, will you? You've done enough harm already.
Yes,
All right. You drag her through the double doors and I'll strangle her.
If I can drag her through those double doors, I'm going to do it my own strangling.
You? I don't know what you're worried about. The kid's having a high old time.
We'll all be having a high old time if we get caught. They'll string us up from the nearest lamppost.
Oh, what have we done?
What have we done? We're here under false pretenses. That's what we've done.
False pretenses we blow. They asked us our names and we told them. And have they chucked us out yet? Have they? Have we told one single lie? Have we?
Well, she has.
Yeah, only one.
Only one. Look at her.
But you mean they're not really your mother and father?
No, they're Mummy and Daddy.
But I thought...
No, you don't understand, you see. Mother and Father got divorced and I stayed with Father. Then Father met Mummy and married Mummy. That's Mummy over there. Yes. Then Mummy and Father got divorced and Mummy married Daddy. Then I stayed with Mummy and Daddy and that's who I'm with now, Mummy and Daddy.
Oh, I see. I think.
Yes, you see, that's what happens when they keep on getting divorced. You end up with a different lot altogether.
Oh, I am sorry.
Oh, you're awfully understanding.
Colonel Cantrill, OBEJP.
Excuse me.
Having fun?
I am.
Well, don't overdo it, love, that's all.
Oh, it's simple, honestly. All you've got to remember is you're my stepfather, you're my stepmother. We live at Tatlot Towers, just outside of Oswald,
He
Switzerland.
never swallowed all that.
He did all the lot.
Listen, Chuck, you're going to get us all shot.
Oh, ain't he funny?
Oh, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think.
Yeah, let your hair down, wax bingo into a cocktail any day. Oh, thank you very much.
But what are you going to do if Ernest Bishop does pop the question?
Lucille, there are some subjects one doesn't even discuss with one's intimate friends. Not, and I say this as a simple statement of fact, that I consider you one of those. You're considerably younger than I am, and your knowledge of life is correspondingly less.
Like to bet.
There is more to living than the seamy side, Lucille. There's consideration and understanding and respect for the feelings of others.
Now, come off it. Who was it that unburdened her out this morning?
Yes, I know, and I'm sorry. I deeply regret it.
Oh, right. Well, I know when I'm not wanted.
Lucille, it's not as I don't want someone to talk to. I do. But I wish you'd treat the subject with a little more decorum. Surely you've lived long enough with Mrs. Walker to know the meaning of that word.
It's very cosy, isn't it?
Very. But don't you think we ought to join the others?
Yes.
People will be talking, you know.
Oh, Mr. Brown.
Look, lad, it's more than my job's worth to let you go in there. We've only opened today, and I'm after a pension from this lot.
All I want's a couple of words with me, Governor. Look, I've been chatting up the other chauffeurs, and they took me to wink that there's some of my governor's mates in there. I just want to tell him to keep his eyes open for them, that's all.
And I've just told you no.
What's that, then?
Eh?
Well, that's over there.
Birkenhead Road.
Oh, aye. No, all I want's a couple of words. I've been in and out like a dose of salts.
No.
Well, can you get a message to him?
I might. Mind you, I can't go barging in there any more than you can. I'll have to wait my chance.
Yeah, all right. Well, as fast as you can. Here. Lend us your back.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Luke.
I'm sorry if I stuck my nose in, but... Well, it was you as...
I know. I'm a bit touchy at the moment, Lucille. It's the nature of the predicament, I suppose. I don't know. I seem to step gracefully from one dilemma to another, don't I?
Oh, you know worse than nobody else.
Where ignorance is bliss, 'tis folly to be wise. You know, if I hadn't known about Ernest and the committee, I'd have been perfectly happy. But now, if he does, I'll never be sure, will I?
Rover's return? No, I'm sorry, she's not. Well, could you call back later? Say after 7 o'clock. No, it's a social engagement she's on.
Excuse me, sir. Your chauffeur sent this.
Thank you.
Well, go on, what does he say?
He says, get your skates on. This is where Mum has come.
Annie Walker here. So this is the place.
Absolutely delightful. I really must take some time off and come here for the weekend.
Now, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, Mr. Brown, what am I talking about? How could I possibly leave my cocktail bar and my clientele? They need my constant supervision. Still, I must admit it's an intriguing idea.
Mrs. Walker, Mr. Whittaker has some people he'd like you to meet. From your part of the world, apparently.
Really?
Mrs. Howard, I'd like you to meet Mrs. Walker.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Walker? You know, for a moment when I heard your voice, I thought you might be somebody I knew. But then when I heard what you were saying, I realized you couldn't possibly be. May I introduce my husband?
How'd you do?
And my daughter?
Hello. How do you do?
Sorry I'm so late.
It's quite all right, Emily.
We're a bit disorganised, with Mrs. Walker being out for the day.
Trying to catch up on some of these invoices.
Oh. Can I be of any assistance?
Oh, if you'd like to shout them out to me, yes. I'm up to, there.
Right. Mrs. Laycock, 23 Huxley Street. Child Studies, extra prints 3, 15 new pence.
How much? Oh no, that 5 shillings. That was a pre-decimal order. 5 shillings, 25 new pence times 3, 75 new pence.
Sorry, 75 new pence.
That's right.
Hello. Hello. Can I help?
Well,
You can help me, Emily. I'm dying for a cup of tea. I'll see to Mrs. Clegg.
Oh, right.
Yes, Mrs. Clegg, I take it was me you came to see.
yes. She knows.
Pardon?
Miss Nugent. She knows about it. The mission committee, everything.
Oh, no. Who told her?
Look, there's no point in naming any names. Let's just say it was a well-wisher, and you know what they're like.
Right. Miss Nugent!
What you going to do?
Don't bother about the tea, Emily. I'm going out.
Oh.
See to Mrs. Clegg for me, will you?
Yes, Mrs. Clegg.
Oh, do you know, it's gone right out of my head.
British Leyland. You're on the board of British Leyland.
No.
About that you are in the car business, you say?
Well,
Oh, no, give me a clue. I know. Oh, no, I know. You tell me why you're here.
well, let's say we're representing the poor, downtrodden customer.
I like that. Did you hear that, my dear? They are Oh, of course, you're in the business, aren't you? This lady owns a charming little pub in the country. Well, not so little.
Really? Whereabouts?
If I'm not mistaken, not very far from my estate.
Oh, I'm sure we must have called in there sometime. I'm sure we must have done.
Yes, William?
Can I have a word with you, miss?
Oh, certainly, William. Excuse us.
What brings you to these parts, Colonel?
Oh, they asked me out of courtesy. Well, I sold them the land, you know. Well, I wasn't doing anything with it, and they offered me 65,000. Well, no point in handling, is there?
Look, I don't care if you're laughing your flaming knickers off. We're going, so tell them what you like, but get them out of here.
I can't tell them the real rotten mayor of Weatherfield's coming. Can they think we're the mayor?
All right, so think of something else and make it quick. I had to bribe the commissioner a couple of quid to get in here.
Mummy, William says we really must be going now. We're forgetting the flower show.
Oh, the flower show? Yes, of course. I'm terribly sorry. We're going to be awfully late. We must go. You'll excuse us, won't you?
Goodbye.
Strange people. Flower show in February? Silly. They do an awful lot in greenhouses these days.
Yes.
Funny lot, though. Oh, they're not quite out of the top drawer, if you know what I mean.
What a very sensitive man you are, Colonel.
You must be mad, the lot of you.
Get away. It's only a bit of fun.
It's all very well you talking like that, mate. I didn't notice you hanging around very much.
I was in the kitchens, wasn't I? With Gladys.
Oh, aye, who's Gladys?
Never you mind. Hey, there's crossroads coming up. Which way now, sir?
Home.
Don't be blowed.
Oh, we're not going home yet. William, the Piccadilly Plaza.
Oh, no.
Oh, sure on, enjoy yourself.
Oh, hello. Still here, then?
I was on the point of leaving. I haven't got very far with these invoices, I'm afraid. But then I couldn't raise much interest in them.
Well, we'll just have to see what we can do about that, won't we? Now, where were we?
I'm sorry, Ernest, I really don't feel up to it.
All right, stay where you are. Listen to what I've got to say.
I'd rather not.
I said stay where you are.
Ernest,
and don't interrupt. It's another hypothetical case of a chap I know who's, well, not the most forceful personality in the world. And this young lady for whom he has a very high regard.
Look, Ernest, it's no use. I can give you the answer now.
Who says I want an answer? I'm not going to ask any questions.
But,
And I said, don't interrupt. Well, this chap would like to have thought that at some future date, he might ask this young lady to do him the honour of marrying him. Not yet, you understand. He's not ready yet, not financially or any other way. But progress was being made. And then matters were taken out of his hands. This chap's a lay preacher.
what a coincidence.
Yes. And the committee at the mission where he preaches decided, in their wisdom, that he should be married.
I know all this.
Yes, it was a predicament, wasn't it? Does he propose to the young lady, realizing that she might find out?
As she did.
And get the wrong idea? As she did. Or does he go to the committee and tell them what they can do with their job and their conditions? Well, I'm pleased to report that this not very forceful character today did just that. And I'm even happier to report that the committee apologized, asked him to stay, and appreciated that important matters such as marriage should be decided by him in his own good time. So there's only one worry left to this chap. Whether the young lady is happy with things as they stand, such as they are.
I'm sure she is.
Oh.
In fact, you might even feel like getting on with those invoices now.
Right. Yes. Right. When you're ready.
Mr. and Mrs. David Collins.
Collins.
16A Osborne Court.
Court.
Wedding album.
Wedding album.
You're not kidding me. This is the Piccadilly Plaza.
You're dead right. Get a whiff of that.
Oh, that's something I've always wanted, to arrive at the fish and chippy in my own limousine.
Do you suppose we can hurry up and get this thing moved out of here?
Go on, I'll look after the eat. Hey, get us some deep-fried scampi and some fish and chips. Miss?
Oh, certainly, William.
Go on. You can save your breath, you know. There's a mail-order warehouse going up out there. I know you don't like it, but there's a community centre going up opposite Maggie's.
Oh, thanks very much. Drunks throwing bricks through my windows every night. I've had enough of that.
It won't be licensed. The brick throwers get tanked up in here.
Oh. Well, there's plenty of other good reasons for not having it.
Excuse me, do you mind, sir? Thank you. Evening. Got me poster? Well, it's only right, isn't it? I mean, I had every sympathy with Her Gracious Majesty when they built that hotel overlooking her. Nobody likes to have folk groping in on them.
Especially when they're in the throne room. Sorry, Hilda. Oh, and talking of Her Gracious Majesty.
Hello, Annie. How did it go?
Very well, thank you, Len.
Hey, the mayor and his missus were there. Did you see him?
No, unfortunately, I didn't.
Well, tell us all about it, then.
Well, let's just say that it was very interesting. And now do excuse me. I'll join you again when I've taken my clothes off.
I'm getting out.
I caught you, twit.
Oh.
Hey, mind you, it is an idea. She did play Lady Godiva once in a pageant. She could do it again, you know, with hands off Coronation Street tattooed on her back.
Keep that in, I like it. Well, are you joining us tomorrow on our little march, then?
If you want to get blisters on your feet for nothing, mate, you carry on.
Oh, that's the way you feel about
Get away.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. You're wasting your time.
Rose return. Hello, Ken. How are you? And the twins, are they all right? Oh, bless them. Yeah. Yeah? Now, let me see if I've got that straight. You're coming back this weekend. Mr. Tatlock's coming back from his daughter's. Your mother-in-law and the twins are staying with him, and you're staying at Minnie Caldwell's. Oh, I'm not just a pretty face, you know. Yeah, of course it'll be all right. You're right. Bye. Hey, look after yourself. Bye.
You make me sick, the lot of you.
You can talk till you're blue in the face, Len. We're marching.
Yeah.
Get a bit of weight off if it does nothing else.
Aye, there's a thought.
You make me sick, the lot of you. You wait till they build it out there. They're buying their booze in here and their groceries from your shop. I mean, that'll be the best thing that ever happened then, won't it? But just because the council says it's okay, it's automatically wrong with you. I wish you lot would get on the council. See what it's like. Trying to please you lot.
Ah, we've hurt his little feelings.
Oh, Ken's coming back this weekend.
Oh, good. Tell me, love, has Billy got back yet?
Well, if he has, I haven't seen him. I wonder where he's got to.
I've no idea. I wish he'd get back home.
Billy! They haven't got none of that scampi. We're getting served now, but they haven't got none.
Have they got any steak and kidney pudding?
Oh, I don't know. Come and have a look at the list.
Hey, just my luck. Fancy hitting a Rolls Royce.